I hate isekai anime, but before you click away, I have 3 solid reasons to back up that statement. Also, there are a handful of isekai anime that I do enjoy, but yeah, for the most part, I don't enjoy isekai anime. The number 1 reason is because the genre is so repetitive. A super overpowered guy gets transported to another world, and then he ends up with some sort of harem usually. It's the same story over and over again, so why would I want to watch the same thing with a different coat of paint? Black Summoner was the worst offender of this. I honestly couldn't distinguish anything between some random isekai and that bland mess of a show. People thought that time I got reincarnated as a slime was phenomenal, but why? I watched the first half of the first season and nothing happened. It was just this guy gaining skill points. I guess that's all isekai anime is though. One of my biggest gripes is that it's so predictable too, but I do like certain isekai anime that subvert normal expectations. Uncle from Another World, aka Isekai Oji-sen. Yes, I'm that guy who likes to say the Japanese title when I can. I know, I'm the worst. That show did a great job in blending sarcastic parody type meta humor into an oversaturated genre. I mean, they called the elf girls tsundere girl, so obviously they were accurately portraying the worst tropes in isekai and anime in general. And my favorite YouTuber, Giguk, did a great video on Konosuba, explaining how that show was actually a sitcom rather than a true isekai anime. See, I like the outliers of this genre because they provide a fresh, new take on old, tired tropes. In general, though, isekai anime bores me to tears because it's just so derivative. But that's not the only reason why I don't like this genre. The fact that nothing really matters in each show annoys me a lot. For example, the main character is never really in trouble because the whole show banks on the fact that he can't die. If he dies, then you will just be watching a bunch of NPCs running around in a fantasy kingdom. And that's what I really hate, honestly. If the isekai's setting is in a video game, why would I care about anyone who dies? Like, if I'm playing the Call of Duty campaign, it will be sad if one of the main characters die because they are all contained within the story and that is their real world. But if a character dies in an isekai, they were either an NPC or they were gonna be reborn anyways. I can't inception myself into believing that video game characters in an already fictitious anime matter. How should I put this? When I'm watching Naruto, I'm sad if a character that I like dies because I know that he was real in that world and they won't ever come back to the show. But if I watch an isekai anime, that character was already fake from the beginning because the anime constantly reminds you that that character is in a fake world. The story of an isekai anime doesn't allow you to suspend disbelief. Again, there are exceptions to this rule. I got a cheat skill in Another World and became unrivaled in the real world too is way too long of a title, but that show is an anime where the two worlds blend together, so the isekai world actually matters because the main character participates in both worlds simultaneously, the other world and the real world. So they are all on the same plane of existence. So that's what I'm saying. It's this nihilistic philosophy that irks me to no end. Finally, the last thing I hate about isekai anime is that there's little to no plot development. In most isekai, the main character just gains skills and nothing really happens. I'm not sure if they ever fight the Demon King boss or whatever because they rarely ever have a final ultimate battle. It just goes on and on, like in SAO where Kirito just keeps going back into the game. They should have just used the first half of season 1 to end the show. That would have been great. There are tons of isekai anime that are just plain trash, but there are some good ones that change the boring tropes into a delightful watching experience. Overlord is pretty decent in my opinion. Konosuba was funny for the first season. Uncle from Another World really nailed the meta commentary, and I Got a Cheat Skill gave me the ultimate enjoyable power fantasy. Check out my video on that anime in the outro. As a whole, I don't care for isekai, but with every rule, there are exceptions. I hope I explained myself well enough, and hopefully I didn't make too many people mad. Let me know what your favorite isekai anime is, and yes, I have seen Mushoku Tensei, but it really just isn't my thing. Be sure to subscribe if you are interested in my other anime opinions, and for now, that's all I have to say. This is the Eagle-Eyed Samurai, signing off.